My name is Noah Harris Makwilimba, the proprietor of M24 AgriHub. I'm a 26-year-old farmer doing some farming here in Chongwe. Yes, the farm was established in 2021. It came about when there was an outcry of day-old chicks in the country. So we saw that as an opportunity. So we got into urgency. We started buying and reselling day-old chicks to farmers. But then we discovered that most of the farmers that we sold these birds to didn't have the know-how of how to grow them and whatnot. So we had to start training these farmers before we can supply them with these beds. So we are trying to share the knowledge that we have here, that we are using as a business to also improve other people's businesses. And our main focus are the farmers that are in the outskirts, because we feel they lack a lot of information, they lack a lot of access to markets, and we stand as a bridge to actually link them to markets for them to have a good value for their produce. Yeah. So what we are doing here, we have some pullets, some layers. They are Sussex beds. These are exotic breeds that have been improved from indigenous village chickens to become commercial layers. So the advantage of using these beds is because they've been modified to be layers. So the production rate is much higher than the conventional layers that we have. Yeah, so that's what we're doing. We also make briquettes, fire blocks, as they are commonly known. Hard to think of what can work us as a farmer in the outskirts. That is why we came up with this environment-friendly product. Yeah, it's actually it does not only help us save on cost of charcoal, but it also helps us save the environment. We make them from agriculture waste, maize husks, and other things. So instead of a farmer to dispose of their waste on the environment, which is actually toxic, we get that waste, we compress it, turn it into energy. Here in Chongwe, Lusaka, we have some in Kongwe, Bumbwa, Kabwe, and other areas. Yeah. So that's what we are doing.
Do you have a background in agriculture?
Background in agriculture. Okay, so I have a background in agriculture in animal science.
Oh, so this is where the passion came from?
Yeah, this is
Okay,
why I'm passionate about poultry, and so our trainings are not only poultry based, also animal health. So we discovered that farmers have been experiencing a lot of mortality in their animals, dying, and all that stuff. And the government that does not have enough human resource to reach every corner of the country. So we are coming in to supplement what the government is already doing by doing what we are supposed to do as a business to support every farmer out there. So our vision actually is to have information centers in every district of the country. This is a center where a common farmer is going to walk in, get enough information about their breeds, about what can work in their area, about the weather patterns of their area, what crops they should grow in that area. Then we also have spray racks and deep tanks where they can come and vaccinate their animals at a very minimal price. So this is a vision that we are building.
Okay.
It's actually a very it's a long-term goal, but we have some short-term goals that are supplementing this dream. Whatever we are doing is in pursuit of achieving that dream. Yes.
Okay.
Sure.
So before the creation of M24 Hub, what do you think were the specific challenges that farmers in rural areas were facing?
Okay, farmers in the rural areas have a lot of challenges. We have a lot of challenges. Starting from poultry has been perceived for many years as just a way of culture. When a visitor comes from the city, they have to slaughter a chicken as a way to welcome them. But we went into these areas, changed the mindsets of these people, telling them to say, apart from just using birds as a way of welcoming people from the cities and everything, it can be used as a business. You can use these same birds as a business, and you can start earning revenue. And with the weather patterns that we are currently experiencing as a country, the high droughts that we are having, it is just but in time that we look at other sectors of agriculture, yes, as farmers. So farmers lacked access to markets, they lacked supplies. Uh, Even when they had supplies, their birds could die out of disease outbreak. So we actually vaccinate birds for farmers. Yeah, so we do Muro, Coryza, Poxin, and all those other vaccines to make sure that their business is protected, because this is a business and you need to reap something out of it. Yeah, so we 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 bridge in those gaps as M24, and yeah, so we came in to be their suppliers of chicks. We get from breeders, and then we come and supply these farmers. After that, we help them to find a good market for their produce with a good market value, and also for us to ensure that they have a good market price for their produce. We emphasize much on quality control. So when a bird comes in your poultry, you need to start controlling the quality of that bird from day one. What feed are you giving to that bird? All the way the production ladder, you need to make sure that you are keeping your flock in check, so that it can have a very good quality, and a good quality is able to dictate the price on the market. And unlike where you have birds that are stunted, the market is going to dictate the price of that bird, and it wouldn't be something that you're going to make revenue out of.
Okay.
Yes.
So, I don't know if this. Can you discuss the significance of these farmers that you're empowering? Can you discuss the significance and the potential and the significance of empowering these farmers, and also the potential impact that these rural farmers can have on Zambia's economic growth?
Okay, so MSMEs, micro, medium, and small enterprises, amount up to about 75% of Zambia's GDP. And most of these farmers and most of the GDP players are farmers. Okay, and these farmers are found in the outskirts, in the rural most parts of Zambia. So the potential that they have, if we don't look at them very well, actually is their production is going to dwindle, and once that dwindles, it means that 75% of the GDP has dwindled. And as a country, you cannot run on 25%. Yeah. So these farmers are actually key players of the economy, and the reason why we've decided to work with these farmers is because we've seen the potential that they have. They have very good land, they have good rainfall, but what they don't have is the knowledge on how they can utilize those natural resources that they have, and also the supplies. So with a few that we've worked with in the past 2-3 years, we've seen a lot of economic change in their families, and also we have a group of farmers in Mumbai that we trained some years ago. Now they're able to sponsor their kids to school. Of course, school is free now, but there are other things, like shoes, uniforms, that they need to buy for these kids. Yeah, so the overall impact from the nation's point of view, when these farmers are actually empowered, and when they start to earn revenue, it's going to reduce on the budget of empowerment that goes to these people, because they will have been empowered already, and part of that revenue can be used for other sectors like health, infrastructure, and everything. So it's a 360 degrees impact that we are making.
Okay, so coming back to M24 AgriHub as a business, could you just elaborate on some of the challenges that you faced? Yeah, so as a business, there's success and there's challenges. So what are some of the challenges that you face, and how have you overcome these challenges, or maybe how have you managed to overcome some of these challenges?
The challenges mainly cutters across. Let me give like a testimony of what I faced as Noah in building M24. Yes, so Noah was a guy who was just excited about jumping into agriculture because I had the know-how.
Yes.
I knew how a bird could form from an egg. So I was like, okay, this is something that I can do. Yeah, but I didn't know like the real issue on the ground, and this is something that most entrepreneurs find to be a challenge. So we tend to jump into a business without getting the full knowledge of what is involved in that business. So we jump in with a blind eye, hoping that things are going to go right. But we don't look into those nitty gritties that are involved in running a business. So we faced challenges like financial management. As a business owner, I thought I was entitled to the finances of the business. So whatever comes, I could go for weekends, and then you start all over again. Yeah. So I had to get knowledge. I was trained by the U.S. Embassy in entrepreneurship and the leadership. So there I learned how to put up corporate governance in a business. This is a system in how a business ought to run. Yeah. So when you employ those strategies, you're going to minimize on the challenges that you face as a business. And of course, we had a lot of infections around this area. Yeah, so that's one of the things that motivated us to actually enlighten other farmers on how to vaccinate their beds, because it was affecting us. So if we didn't teach them like how to vaccinate, we could do it from our part here, but we could always have like infections coming from other farms, so we had to start from around here, and then the place was free from infections. As we speak now, we have 0 infections here, like for the past 3 months. Yes, so diseases, finances, and also competition on the market, because we're just but a small business, and we have to compete with all those big players. So it's about how you position yourself as a business, what strategies have you put in place, okay, and how are you approaching each and every strategy that you put across. Yeah, so those are the challenges and how we've managed to overcome. Knowledge is very, very important. I emphasize on that.
Okay, that's interesting.
Sure.
So, in terms of partnerships and cooperating partners, can you elaborate on the support and partnerships that M24 AgriHub receives from cooperating partners and also other players in the agriculture sector?
Okay, partnerships and cooperations. Okay, so as M24, we don't have a partner yet that we are working with. Yeah, so it's operating as a sole business.
Okay.
Yeah, so but in terms of collaboration, we've been able to collaborate with other people out there. We cannot be everywhere as M24, and we need the market from everywhere. So, for example, if we have people that have got the market, the farmers we can work with, we can work with them to give us access to those farmers, and then we conduct our business. Mainly, that's how we are able to work with other cooperating partners. That's really, and also we're not breeding our own birds at the moment. That is true in the pipeline. So we get from breeders that breed, and then we buy from them. So that's the support that we are getting from other players in the industry.
Okay, that's interesting. So, as M24, what are the long-term visions you have for the future? And also for the future Zambia's poultry sector, since you're involved in the poultry sector, and also the impact on the farmers that you train.
So, like I mentioned earlier, we want to be like the hub of agriculture in terms of poultry and animal health is concerned. That is what we are training farmers, like they have to take farming as a business, because you're investing money, and it should be something that you are really keen to see it growing. Yeah, so M24 will soon be a learning institute where we'll be training people like vocational skills, basic skills in agriculture, and also a lot of information centers dotted around the district. Yes.
Okay, so you as Noah, being a youth, could like you to just, with your last remarks, what advice do you have for our fellow youths out there?
Okay. The advice I'll give to the fellow youths out there is they need to discover themselves. Okay. For a long time, we've been trained to work like in formal sectors, but as a person, you can actually excel more when you use your gift than when you use your skill. So I was trained in a school, but most of the things that the skills I'm using here are actually skills that I acquired after I discovered what my passion was. And, so I'd employ them, discover yourself, look at what you're good at, see how you can monetize your skill, and then you're going to be impactful to the community. And also, one thing that we miss as young entrepreneurs is that when we want to start business, we first look at the revenue part. So as Noah, what I believe in is you first need to address a challenge, because if a challenge is faced by the community and then you offer a solution to that challenge, meaning every person that has that challenge owes you money. That is your money. So a solution is what gives you money and not you chasing the money. Whatever you chase runs away from you, but whatever you attract comes to you. So have a solution, attract all those people that have got those challenges, and be able to make a revenue out of. And another thing that I would love to advise the youth is the issue of partnerships. We have a challenge as a country in terms of revenue, like startup funds. Mostly we want to make it alone as a youth. I want to be known for starting M24 as Noah, but we miss a point where we can work with other youths and other players of the industry to actually build the dreams